Kevin Gray, 105 through the fan. Jason, obviously you've kept this about your players this season and the journey that they've been on. But for you, this is your first conference finals appearance as a head coach in this league. What's been the difference for you as a head coach that prepared you for this moment tonight over the last couple of years that you've been able to take with you now to help this team get to where they are going into the conference finals on Wednesday?
Yeah, I guess assistant coach doesn't count to be able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. But Frank Vogel, it's an easy answer. Frank Vogel prepared me for this. And then also my early stops in Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Just understanding, putting guys in a position to be successful. And then also looking listening to your star player. He wants to have fun, so let's have fun. And an accountability piece, those are the words that we talked about this season, and that's what we hold each other accountable. It's those words that we came up with, and no one's exempt from them. And so there's a lot of things I've learned, in the last couple of years about coaching. But you have to have talent too to win, and that's what I have here in Dallas.
For the first time since 2011, the Dallas Mavericks are on their way to the Western Conference Finals after absolutely destroying the Phoenix Suns 123-90 in a Game 7 rout on the road against Phoenix. This is Inside the Mavs right here on Kevin Gray Sports. My name is Kevin Gray. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. And you can catch me on your home with the Dallas Cowboys and Texas Rangers, 105.3 The Fan. Jalen Brunson, Luka Doncic, and yes, Spencer Dinwiddie combined for 89 of the 123 points that the Mavericks scored in an absolute destruction of the Phoenix Suns in the decisive Game 7 on the road to advance to take on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. The Dallas Mavericks led by 30 at halftime, outscoring the Phoenix Suns 57-27, and they led wire to wire in an absolute domination in a game that no one saw coming from the Dallas Mavericks and their ability to absolutely take out the Phoenix Suns. In this game, the Dallas Mavericks shot nearly 49% from the three-point line, shot nearly 57% from the field, meanwhile holding Deandre Ayton, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker to 9 of 27 shooting for just 26 points in this game. The absolute defensive clinic that this team put on throughout the course of 4 quarters was absolutely sensational. And the Dallas Mavericks proving their haters wrong once again, now having dispatched of the Utah Jazz and now the 64-win team Suns, who by far was the best team in the NBA, 8 games clear of anyone next to them in terms of best record in the NBA. Luka Doncic was absolutely sensational in this game. 35 points on 12 of 19 from the field, a scintillating 6 of 11 from the three-point line. Got the night started early and often with a couple of step-back threes. And then Spencer Dinwiddie was able to take over, going 11 of 15 from the field, 5 3-pointers of his own. Jalen Brunson was spectacular in the third quarter. He finishes with 24 points. The 35 points from Doncic, the 24 from Jalen Brunson, and the 30 points from Spencer Dinwiddie is what helped the Mavericks be able to take out the Phoenix Suns. We have been waiting for Spencer Dinwiddie through the course of these playoffs to have this kind of game in order to give you confidence that he could be another one of the guys to step up for the Mavericks and to help them win a playoff series. He had his best game of the season for the Dallas Mavericks in the biggest moment when the Mavericks needed him the most, and this team got the best out of Spencer Dinwiddie to help them absolutely destroy the Phoenix Suns. You could tell the plan early on defensively for the Dallas Mavericks. Anyone but Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns could beat them. They were not going to allow Devin Booker, who finished 3 of 14 from the field. At one point, he and Chris Paul combined to go 0 of 11 to start the game. They were taken out at the very beginning, and the Jason Kidd-led Mavericks made sure that they were going to be the ones to set the aggressive tone defensively throughout the course of the night. and they came out firing on all cylinders, the Dallas Mavericks, in terms of shooting the basketball. When you look at their first quarter numbers, outscoring them 27-17, they shot nearly 47% from the field, shot 35% from the line. Luka Doncic in that first quarter had 12 points. Dorian Finney-Smith played well, Spencer Dinwiddie had went 3 of 4. He had 8 points on 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Those two combined for 20 of the 27 first quarter points for the Dallas Mavericks. Then everyone else started to come in and take over. You look what they did in the second quarter defensively, holding the Phoenix Suns to just 10 points. You look at the guys overall. Luka Doncic, fantastic second quarter, 15 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Spencer Dinwiddie, 4 of 6, 2 of 2 from downtown. He had 13 points. They were absolutely incredible when they were able to put themselves in position to be able to handle their business, and that they did, in scoring 28 of the 30 points in the second quarter for the Dallas Mavericks. And the game was over from there. There was no stopping what this Mavericks team was doing to the Phoenix Suns. The turnovers that they were forcing, the shot making that they were having, the defense, the intensity, the communication. At one point, there was a viral clip of Jason Kidd jumping up and down, yelling out for Dorian Finney-Smith to stay home on Devin Booker. All the things that the Mavericks have done at different points of this series, they finally put it all together in the most complete and dominant effort of this postseason for them against the Phoenix Suns when it mattered most. And now they move on with a 33-point blowout of the Phoenix Suns in Game 7. I said it multiple times as I was tweeting out at Kevin Gray Sports on Twitter. I've never seen a destruction like this in Game 7. You, I, or no one saw this coming in the way that the Mavericks were able to absolutely destroy a Phoenix Suns team that was a 6.5-point favorite coming into game number 7. And by the way that this series had gone so far, with each of these two teams dominating on their home floor, somebody had to win a road game. The Mavericks were the team that won a road game in this series to ultimately get it done, and they were the aggressors from the very beginning. You give Jason Kidd a ton of credit for how he has handled himself, how he has led this team, the poise at which they play with, and more importantly, they stayed in character, as Jason Kidd likes to say, throughout the course of this series. Blowout after blowout after blowout in this series. None of these 7 games had a close one. The most unlikely one obviously came in Game 7 with the Dallas Mavericks. So now this team, after dispatching of the Utah Jazz, taking out the Phoenix Suns, the best team in the NBA, guess what? All bets are off at this point. I wrote a column back on October 12, 2021, before the beginning of the season that said, could the Mavericks actually win the Western Conference this season? Now, obviously, it was a little bit different team in the composition with guys like Kristaps Porzingis still around on this squad, but the sentiment was still the same. Luka Doncic, anytime you've got 77 on the floor, who coming into Game 7 was averaging 39 points a game in elimination games so far in his career. And he proved it again, dropping another 35 points in this particular game to continue to show why on the biggest stages, when the lights are the brightest, he performs at his ultimate best, and more so than anything, just likes to have fun. And that's exactly what he and his teammates did at the expense of Monty Williams and the Phoenix Suns. They had a bunch of fun dancing all over the Phoenix Suns in this game to now put themselves in position where anything can happen now. And remember, they beat the Golden State Warriors 3 out of 4 times this year. This is not going to be a scared team taking on Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. They believe that they can win and can beat the Golden State Warriors when it matters most. They will get their shot as they will begin Game 1 of this series on the road on Wednesday in Golden State. Now that they have dispatched of the Utah Jazz and the best team in the NBA in the Phoenix Suns, the sky is literally the limit. Dirk Nowitzki was in the building and obviously embracing Luka Doncic at the end of the game, invoking the memories of the 2011 team that dispatched of the 2-time defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers in the Mother's Day Massacre. A similar massacre happened a week later in Phoenix. And now the Dallas Mavericks are one of 4 teams now left in the NBA season to have a chance to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. If you had told me on December 31st, New Year's Eve, when this team was under 500 and not playing the kind of basketball that you believed that they could play, that they would be one of the best teams record-wise during the second half of the season, and that they would be the ones to dispatch the Phoenix Suns, I wouldn't have believed you. But that's why they played the games, and now this team, led by this superstar, with this supporting cast that was able to get over the hump like they weren't able to do last year when they lost Game 7 on the road, albeit with a different cast of characters. The Dallas Mavericks now are in position where they are one series away from, yes, the NBA Finals this season. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does. I'm sure a lot of MFFLs are proud of this team because of the effort, regardless of how this series ended, how proud they were of this team. They get now at least another series with a chance to go to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2011. The defense, the shot making, the supporting cast, the poise, the composure, all the words you want to use, this team embodies it. And now they are the ones moving on to the Western Conference Finals to take on the Golden State Warriors. The Dallas Mavericks crush the Phoenix Suns 123-90 in a decisive 33-point rout in Game 7 to advance to the West Finals against the Golden State Warriors. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Kevin Gray Sports. Again, be sure to hit that subscribe button right there for all things Kevin Gray Sports here on YouTube. This has been Inside the Mavs right here on Kevin Gray Sports. I'll talk to you later. Peace.